I made that video about filling in gaps in your national insurance contribution, some people raised some critical issues that I feel we should not ignore as a community. I know that a lot of us would not want to retire in the UK. We would want to retire somewhere warmer, maybe in our home country, and we feel it's not worth filling in those gaps. It's not cheap anyway. And I know that, yeah, some people are thinking of so many things. When they think about the amount they have to pay to fill in that gap, they are considering not doing it at all. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the reasons why I decided that it is best for me to fill in the gaps in my national insurance contribution. Maybe you will learn one or two things from what I have to share here, and it could help you think critically whether it is the best decision for you. Remember that when it comes to personal finance, it's not for everybody. There are some people that need to do it, while some other people have something else to do. Now, if you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about pension, taxes, retirement, investing, anything that has to do with making money. That is what we talk about on this channel, because I feel that you should earn your coins, protect your coins, grow your coins, and what? Save your coins. So that is what I am all about here. I want every coin you earn to have a job that is useful, that will help your future. So if you like things like this, then hit on the subscribe button. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. This is one of the comments I had under one of my videos that I felt, yeah, is worth thinking about. It says, why bother to waste my money filling in gaps in my national insurance when I get to qualify at 68 years? What is left to enjoy at 68 years? You might have gone to your dashboard, your HMRC dashboard. You have checked it. You've seen the year they said you are going to retire, the forecast, and you're like, what? I don't think I want to wait till that time. Guys, this is one of the discussions we should be having in our communities. Some of us do not want to retire here. We will not retire here. This place is too cold for us. Some of us will retire somewhere else. But research has shown that for most people in the Black community, they always say they will retire outside in their home country. But due to one issue or the other, reliance on the NHS or their property, their children, different type of things have made it such a way that many people will decide to retire here. Yes, some Black people retire in the UK. I know that there are people following this channel that are from the Asian community. The truth is that the same thing applies to many migrants. So I feel we should prepare for both whether it is retiring here or retiring in your home country. Now, the state pension, like I stated, is something that you can earn due to filling those gaps in national insurance. So if you work and they take national insurance from your income, then you can, gain like a token or points towards achieving that state pension. Now, it's not for only those people who work. I know that there are some people who are on benefits, or maybe you are exempted in one way or the other. Then you can get that national insurance credits. So it's very important that you fill in those gaps. That is my personal opinion. But if you decide not to fill in those gaps, that is fine. Now, for you to qualify for state pension, you should have worked for 10 years, continuously for 10 years, and you have contributed, you've paid national insurance for 10 years. Now, to get the full state pension, it is 35 qualifying years. So when you think about it, you might be wondering, should I fill in this gap? Do I hope to stay here for, working for 35 years? Do I want to start earning when I clock 68? What amount is displaying on my dashboard? Your dashboard, it will tell you how much you owe, and you can now determine whether you need to fill in that gap or not. And there are some years that they would even tell you that, yes, you are meant to have paid something, you did not pay sufficient amount, and so it has elapsed, that the deadline has crossed. Let me just tell you 5 of the reasons why I decided that I want to fill in the gaps in my national insurance contribution. I always want to tell people this thing. I feel I should be transparent with you all. So when I came into the UK, I was pursuing a PhD. I did not fill in any of the gaps because I was not aware at all. Now, I've spent almost 10 years. I should be qualifying for state pension towards the end of this year, but I'm not eligible. Why? Because I did not fill in those gaps, especially the first 4 years, and all of them are gone. The number one reason for me is because I want a higher pension. Now, the more you contribute, the more you can get a larger amount for your state pension. State pension is currently at £241.30 a week. That is how much they're paying now. Every year they review it and determine whether they should increase it based on inflation or they should just leave it the way it is. So almost every year, because inflation has been going up for a long time now, almost every year they increase it. So it means by the time it is our time to retire, it's likely to be more than that. That is what it means. It is likely. I didn't say it will surely be, but it has been increasing slowly and slowly every time. Now, the more you contribute, the more you can receive when you retire. And also, if you contribute more than 35 years, you are going to receive more. That is a fact. They are going to pay you more. The second reason why I decided that I needed to fill in the gaps in my national insurance is because I compared the cost versus the return. Each voluntary national insurance contribution can contribute towards thousands of pounds in the future. In fact, according to money savings expert, they said £923 can lead to £6,800 in the future in state pension. So when I look at the returns, I feel it is worth it. There's nothing as amazing as you are somewhere and some alert keeps coming in. You are retired, but money is coming in. It doesn't matter how many houses you feel you must have built by then or how many properties or businesses you have, but at least you have these like constantly coming in that is not influenced by anything. That is something you need to consider. What about you? Do you think you might be willing to do that? Though some people have been having this discussion that since the birth rate is low and they are no longer bringing migrants into the UK, people are not working, AI is coming, they are likely to scrap the state pension in the future. So I want to ask you, is it a risk worth taking? Answer that in the comments. What do you think? Do you think you should just forget about it and face your front and work, or you should just fill in that gap and see what it leads to in case in the future something changes? What are your thoughts? The next reason why I decided that it is best for me to fill in that gap is because of the deadline. If you miss it, you've missed out. You can fill in gaps up to 6 previous tax years backdated, but anything above that, the 7th year, you can't backdate it. So when it is gone, when the deadline is gone, it is gone. You cannot get it back. And I feel it is something that we all should consider as migrants. I feel, yeah, you just want to take that opportunity. If it's a bet on £923, I know that it might be different for some other people. Some people might check their dashboard and find out that they have contributed up to £400 and is remaining something £300 or something like that. Then you pay up and fill in that year so that it's a qualifying year. Another reason why I feel I should fill in gaps in my national insurance contribution is because time is no longer on my side. For some people in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, you don't have time. Yes, I know that we all have time, but you get what I mean. You need 35 qualifying years to get the full state pension. For many of us that moved to the UK, we have come in here and let's be sincere, we have left everything we had in our home countries. And while you are here, you can realize that, oh my goodness, you don't want to work forever. And yeah, you might not be able to work for that 35 qualifying years. I don't know about you. Many people don't want to work way into their 70s or their 60s, late 60s. So why not filling that gap? Why not filling that gap? My own is, I feel filling that gap could make a huge difference in your life. Now, finally, the last point for me is the uncertainty of the future. Filling that gap is like a safety net for you because you don't know what is going to happen in the future. There are two probabilities and there are various options that are out there, but just look at this probability of you not doing so well, not being strong enough to work towards the end of, let's just say, late 60s. Something like that happens to you. You can't work for a year or two. Wouldn't it be best for you to fill in that gap so that you might have clocked 35 qualifying years by then? Or do you think is a risk worth taking? You've observed a lot of people in their 60s. Some people cannot work. They are not well. I'm just sincere with you. Some people are not strong enough to work in their late 60s or even early 60s to start with. Some people are not even strong enough to work in their late 50s. So we don't know the future. The uncertainty is there, and you might want an early retirement. Wouldn't it be better for you to have filled in that gap and you maybe even have that 35 years or 20 years, I don't know when you came to the UK, you have something like a guaranteed alert coming into your account every now and then. I feel is best. Now, the next probability or option or like scenario that is horrible is AI really is strong and takes over a lot of jobs. I'm talking about a lot of jobs. It leads to a situation where many people cannot work. Remember that young people work, they pay national insurance, they use their national insurance to pay for the pensions of those people that are older. That is how it works. Now, with AI coming in, and we know that AI is serious, we have seen the power of AI right now. Imagine if AI comes in and most of the jobs are all gone, and they bring these new systems that they have been proposing. Many CEOs have talked about work optional and the fact that they would pay everybody a universal basic income so you can just live your life, because robots are doing everything. They're doing most of the jobs. They just pay you an amount. Guess who is going to pay that amount? It's the government. The government will pay everybody an amount. Now, what do you think they will use to calculate how much they are likely to pay different people? I don't think they will pay everybody the same amount. I'm just saying, this is just an assumption or a hypothetical situation. It might never happen. We don't know the future. I don't know the future. But what do you think they would consider? They will consider those people who contributed to the system first, to give them something, over people who did not contribute to the system, unless you're on benefit or you have any challenge whatsoever. That is my personal opinion. If such a situation comes up, you know that the fairer option would be for the government to contribute or give those people who have contributed to the system, not someone who just came into the UK just now and maybe had worked for 1 year or two, then paid into their national insurance. I don't think they will give that person the same amount as someone who has contributed for many years. That is just a hypothetical situation which might never happen. But what are your thoughts? Share it in the comments below. These are my 5 major reasons for saying, hey, I think it's best for me to contribute, fill in the gaps in national insurance contribution. We don't know what's up. We don't know the future, but we will keep praying for good health. We'll keep praying for a lot of things, long life, and many other things. But at the same time, what do you think? Do you think it is worth it? Do you think you're getting out of here in the next 5 years? You don't really care. And I also shared with you guys that if you want to be eligible for state pension, it is 10 years, 10 continuous qualifying years. And so some people who worked in the UK for 6 years, they decide to leave the UK, go somewhere else, and they keep contributing for at least 4 more years so that they can qualify. That is what some people are saying and some people are doing. I don't know about you. Some people also move to another country and continue to contribute for 35 years so that they can qualify and they can get something in return. Remember that when you move to another country and maybe currency is not as strong, it is more difficult to generate that 923 pounds. It could be 800 pounds to 900 plus pounds. It's very difficult to pay in that money from outside the UK because the earning power in your country might be lower. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Share it in the comments below. I always tell people that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not one size fits all. We are just having a discussion. We are getting to know each other. We're getting to navigate the systems and understand how things work for us. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.